Because junior, it really doesn't make sense for us to win the under 14 tournaments. We are walloping these countries, these teams. We don't feel them at under 14, at under 16, under 17. We are the champions every club, and I mean every club that goes overseas. We come back championships. Why do we get it wrong when we get to the elite level? The development in South Africa is cheated. You play Vodacom at the age of 16, 17, 18, and then NFD, and then they think you are ready for the PSL. We put you for Scotty, you collapse against Kaizer Chiefs. You cannot play a derby, 90,000, full capacity. Being in the right time, at the right place, being coached by the right person. I will say, had it not been by Coach Rivero, Nkota and Relebuhile could have just been Lentwana Mnandi. Yeah, then it passes.
I saw you at Platinum Stars, given a freedom you and Alizongo. That's where you play your best. According to me,
I made Spuniso Gaga retire. You cannot take somebody from Denmark and tell him to do what I did against Kaizer Chiefs when I was at Maroon. So it's like you are telling me to move the whole building, bro. When I play against Kaizer Chiefs, there's that thing, you know, there's just that thing that says, turn it up. Tony Cruz is the best ball passer of the ball in the world, arguably. But he cannot pass the way Zongo used to pass the ball. I know, he was different.
Why Ed Paris didn't play it? Your full footage, according to me. And there was expectations from me. Even people were winning go Platinum Stars. What was the challenges? Why didn't you play your full footage?
People only celebrate you when you make it. I was celebrated when I joined Younger. People started saying, he's our own.
In Tanzania?
Yeah. I can tell you, outside, South Africans are rated. They say we have talent, we are good, you know. But I don't know, South Africans don't want to leave South Africa to go play outside. I don't know why.
Yeah, Ebafethu Junior Khanye himself, mfana se Dave John 1520 nazo ngizongithola aphi ekuruleni mfethu. Yeah, no 99 mfethu namanje amaswati atinanyalo. Yeah, no so humble mfethu sibongela inye ilanga uNkulunkulu asiphelona nabadala. Yeah, don't forget hashtag World Sports Betting, hashtag bet with the best. Yeah, ungakhohlwa anamhlanje ngiphethe another chairman. Mara I feel ukuthi abantu abambonanga umfana ubonwe yimi but mele umfana azikhulumele yabona, because it's about him today. Umfana man angazi ngamcala Mahlatse Makudubela le kae ngwana mkhumo.
Khotso. Thank you so much for having me, man, my brother. It's an honor to be here, and I'm humbled by the invitation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
How my brother, you humble me because you speak my language. Mahlatse Mfethu, you deserve to be here.
Yeah.
And not everybody come here, unfortunately. My brother, I know batho ba tlo batla o tseba deeper and ke batla o ipuela o tshaka ska banna.
Yeah.
And feel free, my brother. I am fit to tlile ko pana pao. Old Trafford, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, ke batla o tseba, my brother, who's Mahlatse Makudubela? Batho ba tlo batla o tseba right now tshaka.
Yeah, well, Mahlatse Makudubela ke like any other child who grew up in the streets of Seshego. I was originally born Kofosloras, but you know, within a week, I think I moved to Limpopo, Seshego. That's where I grew up, in the dusty streets of Seshego. You know, I attended Mashupetladi, it's a local school that side, and then I think the football journey started because you know I come from a football background family. My father used to be a player, and then later on a coach, and then my brother. I was not told, I witnessed. If people think I'm talented, my brother was worse. You know what they say about left footers. If you cannot play, uliege. So my brother was very, very talented, you know. And but yeah, you know, due to other things socially, and he couldn't make it too professional. But yeah, my football career started, when I moved to School of Excellence at the age of 14 years. I attended the school for 5 years, from 2004 until 2008. Yeah, then I was coached by the late coach James Mabena, coach Dendence Malisela, who's currently the coach of Marumo Gallants, and then the late coach Mandla Mazibuku. And I cannot say much about School of Excellence. History speaks for itself. It has produced the likes of Zita Mofokeng, Stephen Pinar, currently Relebohile Mofokeng, Siabonga from Mamelodi Sundowns. It always produces gem, but it's a pity. I would say the government, I would say the football fraternity of South African football, they are not doing enough justice to the school, because but we won't touch much about it, because if you have been there for 5 years, you are fully fledged and a ready product. But they would rather opt for somebody who was just skipped the development level, played Vodacom, played NFD for 1 year, and then they think he's ready for the PSL. When you have been developed for 5 years, played 3 years for a feeder team, and then into the first team. But yeah, a topic for another day. So fast forward my journey at the School of Excellence, graduated from there, moved to Mamelodi Sundowns under the mentorship of Professor Ted Dumitru, the late, may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you want us to continue or we'll pick
Yeah,
it up.
all right.
From there.
Yeah, Oscar. Before you went to School of Excellence, go Seshego.
Yeah.
Which team you played for there?
I was playing for a local club called Sporting. And at the age of 13, I was spotted by Mr. Coach Kwanelo Kopo. Coach Kopo spotted me at the age of 13.
There's a knowledge in Kopo as well. Eh?
Yeah, no, he's a very knowledgeable, especially about, development and the youth of South African football. So I was supposed to move to Super Sport, but then my parents felt like, I was still in the middle of the school, which was primary, changing schools. It was going to be a hassle, moving into a new province at that age. But I stayed put until School of Excellence spotted me. But I was playing for Sporting United.
Okay, yeah. No, the team was playing a league, first, and how did you fall in love, obviously, the Udlala Polo more? Because going to that Sporting team, and how Fitla Mola, did the team participated in league? And which league Neidlala? For how long did you play there? Yeah.
Well, yeah, we played in the local league, the under 12s, under 13s, which is Polfa, Polokwane Local Football Association. We were under the mentorship of Bas John. We used to call him Bas John, our local coach, and Topsy Abel. So those are the people that really took me from home. Personally, they came, grabbed my hand. I used to just be a boy who loves football, watching it, and then I'll take a ball and then start kicking in the streets. But they saw something in me. And also, with the, what can I say, with the motivation of my father saying I need to be out there and playing, so that I can just fall into his footsteps. So, yeah, ke bona ba loreng ba ile ban lata from home, and then they said, you know what, we see something in you and we want to nurture this talent. So we were playing in the local league, yes.
So what position you were playing by then, Mfand?
I was an attacking midfielder, and yeah, I was an attacking midfielder. I think I switched positions into a winger because, when I got to the School of Excellence, they saw some attributes that other coaches didn't see, like speed, taking people one-on-one. Yeah, so yeah, I was an attacking midfielder.
Yeah. Yeah, Mahlatse, such interesting story. And how good was the team? Fit? Sporting, only the players that they were.
Yeah, it's surprising because I think maybe he never got a chance to tell his story. Tian Maunda, we come from the same team. You know, there was this other guy, he's currently an agent, you know, Lebogang Mashishi, Kulov.
I know him. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, you came from the same team.
yes, we come from the same team back at home. You know, at one stage, we were playing in the same age group. We were playing a league. You know, in that game, he was a midfielder. I was a taking midfielder. I think Tian Maunda was on the left. You know, we used to play as a 3 midfield. And then he said to me something that still, you know, even at professionally, he told me something. He said, "We need you in this game. How come in this game we will win?" You know, that thing carried me for my entire career till today. That, you know what, if I'm not in the game, my team won't tick. So every time I always encourage myself to say, my team needs me. And then once I turn up the volume just a little bit notch up, then that's when now things happen. So yeah, man, I've played with people by Loring. They went on to turn to professional, like Tian Maunda, you know. I'm very proud of him, what he has achieved playing in the national team. And now he's doing well with Mamelodi Sundowns as an ambassador. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Mfan, Kiawutla, you mentioning players, and you also mentioned the guy who love agent. I know him, Moloi. And you're playing attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mfana, and which player that was the best in the team nalimnat? And you think that guy mfethu and bekanzima mangithi unzima ngisho ukuthi kuneta unale motho bamhyphanga ke
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Unale motho otsi bangibholo that you believe or it didn't make motho or it didn't make it and nalinzima
Yeah.
according to wena not deserve uradlale pro side.
Yeah, it definitely has to be Lebogang Mashishi Golova. You know, the whole of Limpopo, I think, because we used to have provincial tournaments and stuff. He was number 10, you know. When somebody's wearing number 10, he's playing in the middle, both legs, can pass left and right, you know. So it was a pity he sustained some long-term injuries, you know, his knee and stuff. But I feel like, you know, yeah, South African football was yet to see his best, and he couldn't make it into professional setup, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, Mahlatse, did your father play kutlule bua ka yena or timer? Did your father play in the pro side?
My father played and for Morocco Solos. Then it was called Solos 11. He was called Hostel. Bamtsiba Napoleon.
Oh,
He used to have a team, Napoleon Golden Zebras. You know, he played with Bo, Chris Rollaway in Ndlovu. But also due to an injury, he couldn't make it into the professional one. Bo, he used to tell me a story about Bo Kaiser. He's been to Kaiser Mtaung, Dr. Kaiser Mtaung's house, you know. And he showed me pictures with Kaiser, and I'm like, wow, this is very interesting, you know, when you didn't get to see your father playing, but you see pictures and people saying, your father, boy, you know, and you wish you could have seen him playing, you know, or maybe see videos of him. But yeah, I think yeah.
So your father would like go pro side.
Yeah. Not for long, because he was out on injury and then he never came back to football.
Yeah. Mahlatse, I heard you mfana wacho udlala ku Sporting.
Yeah.
Kwanele Cop. Okay, before Kwanele Cop came, Arben Jelivare, but Kwanele Cop ubona ko kae?
There were trials to Super Sport United go Polokwane. He came with if you'd remember, it was when the Feyenoord came in to join forces with Super Sport. They wanted to start a development. So yeah.
Feyenoord take overseas.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah, it was that group of Kemet Erasmus, Ramatlon Patlele, Scapi and them, you know, Kamuhelo Mukocho. I was supposed to join that team. But yeah, like I said, you know, my parents felt that, you know, I was still in the middle of the school. I needed to finish my grade 7. And then that's when now I decided later on to move to Safa Transnet Sports School of Excellence. Yeah.
So how did you move to School of Excellence? Because Kwanele saw you.
Yes.
He was interested. When for you for changing, or when you feel or tlamilwe scale or the parents, how did that happen?
It happened in the same year, actually. December, we went on to play a friendly match against Orlando Pirates again. Pirates spotted me. Professor Augusto Palos was then spotted me to come and join the under 14s. And then in the same year, in December, the provincial squad, I was in the provincial squad under 14 to go and play Transnet tournament in Val. That's where now Safa Transnet Sports School of Excellence spotted me. So I had three options. And, you know, my parents always, just for a lack of a better way to say, they were more focused on school. So when Safa Transnet Sports School of Excellence came, there was a guy called Romeo Sipuru from Seshego. He attended the school. He said, listen, the first priority at the school is school. And then they later on go to training. So it's a balance of school and football. So they didn't hesitate to say, no, this is the option that I'm going to opt for. So that's where I went to the school.
So Mahlatse, I want you to tell me how important is balancing school and football?
My brother, it's very important, you know, just as balancing your sleep and your working hours. I think Nelson Mandela said it better, saying education is the most powerful tool that a person can use, you know. From school you gain knowledge, from knowledge you gain power. So I think the advice I would give to younger players, go to school, you know, educate yourself, you know. If you want to do something after football, be it a coach, you need to be a knowledgeable coach because you don't want to lead the youth astray. So school is very important, my brother. We can sit here and talk about how important school is, but knowledge is power. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so profound and powerful.
Yeah.
So when now with the balance?
It's not easy. It needs a lot of dedication. There are challenges, like you come back, you had a not a bad game, not so good game, and then you have to face your books. You're like, come on. You start reflecting on the game. You can't focus. It's challenging, but I think you need to surround yourself with the right people. You know, people have mentors, people that can help you. Because to read books, you need a good state of mind, my brother. You know, most soccer players struggle to focus for longer than an hour. A game is played only 1 hour, 30 minutes, but there's a lapse of concentration. That's why we have halftime. Halftime is not to recuperate. If you can do a deep research about halftime, it's your concentration spell needs to break a little bit. That's why Luko Skolung, you have short break. Your concentration spell needs to lapse a little bit and then come back again. That's why we play 45, halftime 45. So that's where footballers need to engage into like programs, man. Have mentorships, you know, people that help you. So I think that in itself, Masilu Mudubi, he's currently the coach in Belgium, you know. He's my mentor. We talk a lot about stuff. And in that way, it grows, it opens up my mind, you know. I want to do more. I want to learn more. That's how I till now I'm still studying, you know. That's how I find that balance to can read my books, you know, visit my books, and still juggle football at the same time at a professional level.
That's so powerful. Yeah, how important is balancing school and football in school? Because we only know School of Excellence. It's football.
Yeah.
How important is school more like scale? I know it's called School of Excellence,
Yeah.
but everybody wants his child to be there because of football. As which the list goes on, Boninja, Potreter, Pinar, and stuff, Lona. Masilo Mutagi, how important is school and football, School of Excellence?
Yeah, like I said, it prepares you not only for the football world, but also academically to say, if you cannot make it as if we are not all going to make it as footballers. We need counselors, we need presidents, we need psychologists. So it prepares you for the academic world out there. I know players that didn't make it. They struggled. Like literally they struggled. Me, myself, when I left the school, had it didn't be Coach Dens Marcella saying, come to Sundowns. Had it didn't be Coach Ted Dumitru to say, okay, come to Sundowns. I was already channeling myself to go to school. I had already applied for universities, So you get that entry level for your academic world out there. So that's why I'm saying I feel like the government, the football fraternity in South Africa, I don't want to say failed the school, but they didn't do justice to the school of excellence.
Okay, why are you saying that?
My man. Because you look at the players that the school has produced year in, year out. I could start from back. Sean Potgieter, Zita Mofokeng, Stephen Binar, Bernard Parker. The list goes on. Relebohile Mofokeng, Kigen Dole, Mahlatse Makudubela, Buhle Mkhwanazi, Jabulani Sho. My brother. The list goes on. Why do you stop something that is a byproduct for our national team?
Aish, powerful, eh?
Yeah, so, that's where I feel like, it's bittersweet.
Yeah. How important is development football? Go South Africa, boy.
It's very important. I saw you had Coach Farouk Khan here. He can attest to that. A product of Safa Transnet Sports School of Excellence. When I started speaking, I said, you have somebody going through a program of 5 years, development. He eats, sleep, drinks, football. After school, you are at the field. You understand the mental side of football. You are taught the technique of playing football. The tactics, you start them at the age of 14 years. And then you have somebody playing Kokasi. I'm not saying anything, there's anything wrong.
Yeah, I know, we just...
You have somebody playing Kokasi for 5 years. No tactics, no technique. And then they play 1 year Kovoracom. They are spotted. They are like, okay, there's talent here. It's not well nurtured. You train Monday, you play Saturday. You don't have proper development. There, it's results orientated, NFD. There is no development. Because School of Excellence, you are developed. They tell you results are not the fundamental goal. There, they want your development. Development doesn't take 2 years. It's a period of 5 to 8 years. Well, in South Africa. Overseas, they start you from under 9. And then we are surprised why at the age of 17, Lamil Yamal, it's at his best. The development in South Africa is cheated, You play Vodacom at the age of 16, 17, 18, and then NFD, and then they think you are ready for the PSL. We put you go Scotini, you collapse against Kaizer Chiefs. You cannot play a derby, 90,000, full capacity. The BIT is better. Big match temperament is coward. So you need somebody who's mentally prepared, technically sound, tactically sound. They know what. Even that everyone has that guababa thing, but because you know already that you are taught from at a young age, when you receive the ball, you have to scan, turn on your back foot. Those things. You are taught, it was like bread and butter for you as you were growing up. But for somebody who's cheated the system, cannot live with that during those times. So It's very important to get a proper, not just development, a proper development, my brother. Hence I'm saying the school, justice was not done.
Yeah, Mahlatse, it's so powerful and it's touching, feature, and I always emphasized about development, because as Ucho Farouk comes from there as well, and he was the son of Ted Dimitro, and I come from Ted as well. Yeah, and mfana, the way good rankating, you are talking about to develop players, it takes from 8
Yeah, makes.
to 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, 7 to 8 years to develop. I tried the event. Farouk said, a development I tried the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just we do an event 1 month. When I arrange an event, I actually 15 days.
Yeah, sure.
Over the phone. So I can hear how important it is. And what message can you give, Mfana, for South Africans? No, we're not fighting Mahlatse. Ringe development serious. What message can you give for South Africans?
I'll always go back and give, the accolades to coach. I call him coach, Steenbok Walter, who's trying his best, to bring back or take back South African development where it's supposed to.
You're talking about
be.
the SAFA technical director.
The SAFA technical director,
Yes.
Mr. Steenbok, is trying his utmost best to take back South African development where it starts with grassroots football. Go back to the schools, A teacher or teacher mates cannot coach and properly develop kids. Let's try. I know with the low budget and everything, there's coaches, Bakokasi, who are tirelessly, Monday to Friday, no salary, nothing. But they would be there with the balls, trying to coach these kids. Let's try and do something with them. Take them to the schools. Rather than just training these kids, Kokasi, take them to the schools. Let them start at the schools because they have the football knowledge, these people. Take them to the schools, let them try and start developing these kids. It can be a volunteer. If parents can volunteer to pay Coach Yakukasi in the suburbs, coaching these white boys, they can do that and volunteer to pay that guy, that very same guy who's knowledgeable about football, who's tirelessly spending hours with these kids. They can volunteer to give something to him, just to keep these kids properly developed. Also, obviously, when they get out of the primary level, there's programs like Farouk Khan Sports Academy, the School of Excellence, which is now in jeopardy. There's Orlando Pirates Apprenticeship. Those programs, they need to be revived. Have the under 13 tournaments. I see Engine is doing a very good job, trying to bring the competitiveness from the younger ages. So it's very important, and I think more focus should be given and more energy, more investment should be reverted back to the youth. That's when now, because junior, it really doesn't make sense for us to win the under 14 tournaments. We are walloping these countries. These teams, Bayern, we don't feel them at under 14, at under 16, under 17. We are the champions, every club. And I mean every club that goes overseas. We come back championships. Stellenbosch recently won the DStv Premiership. They went overseas, they won the tournament. We are speaking about the under 16s, under 17s. Why do we get it wrong when we get to the elite level, under 23's first team? What changes between that age of 17 and the... You see, we were cheating the development. Siyazi siyakapa, man. We go there with older guys. Yes, fine. That's not a secret. Siyakapa. But then it shows, at the elite level, it shows that something was done wrong there. The development was cheated. So I still don't understand. 17, 8. From 17 to the elite level, the pro level, we can't win championships. Why? But we win all the youth. It's
cheating. Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm still.
Yeah, questionable. Boy, thank you for the knowledge and it's so deep.
Yeah,
I know ukuthi abantu bafuna fast forward but bekumele neyihlamile bathi bawulo. How difficult it is to have a proper, to run a proper development academy without resources.
Yeah, resources meaning money, meaning equipment, meaning your logistics. It's it's just a matter of someone saying, I'm going to I'm going to sacrifice everything, lose money, just to see. It's like investing. It's like investing. Buy this asset, ka 1 million, so that it brings you 10,000 every month. You know you've lost 1 million, but you're gaining 10,000 every month. In 3 years, you surpass that million. So people want the products now. Coach Farouk said it better. It's not like organizing an event, selling tickets. You want to bring back that money by the end of the event. Yeah, no. It's something that you do now. You invest, you forget about it. And then you see, yesterday we were watching the Ballon d'Or. When Barcelona sees Lamine Yamal stepping on the red carpet, being on the podium, they are like, finally, we are reaping the rewards of our investment. They've invested their time, they've invested their money, they've invested their resources on Lamine. Now they are reaping the return investments. Pesitao, if Sundowns didn't develop him properly, now they are reaping the rewards of him playing for Brighton Hove, Al Ahly. It's very important. It's something that you put in. It's like faith. You pray. You don't put 5 rand in a matchbox and then you pray that Morena Modimo ke kgopela be 10 rand. When you open, you say, "Arele ke Modimo."
Profound.
Yeah, it's something that you say. It's like a seed you plant, and then you water it. Ke carrot, ka. And then when it's ready, it will show that it's ready, and then you bam. So I think it's a process.
Yeah, I deep, yeah. So Mahlatse, how from School of Excellence, where did you go, Mfana?
From
And
School
how
of
as
Excellence.
well, yeah.
From School of Excellence, I received a call from Coach Tian Maunda saying, listen, we are working on a very huge project with the late Professor Dumitru. We want to bring you, let you be the first batch of this project that we want to start for Mamelodi Sundowns. So that's where now it started. When I was doing grade 12, I was approached by Mamelodi Sundowns. They personally came at home to say, okay, fine, would like Mahlatse Makudubela to join our youth structure. They laid down the plan to say the whole plan is to get him ready for primarily Mamelodi Sundowns first team. If not, and then he will then branch onto the professional levels, other 16 or 15 teams respectively. So that's how I joined Mamelodi Sundowns, through Ted Dumitru. We were the feeder team of Mamelodi Sundowns. Obviously, you know about Alspak Tawana a year later. In that team we had Jem, Bo, Sianda Kulu, we had Jabulani Shongwe, we had Butle Mkwanazi. Later on, we had Bo Pesitao coming in, Samuel Julius, Keegan Dolly, and the list goes on and on. Yeah.
So who was the coach there?
The coach was Zipodlangalala, another philosopher, but yeah. It was Coach Tendence Malisela, obviously under the mentorship of Ted Dumitru. And, we had somebody working behind the scenes who was making a huge difference in making sure that we get a proper, should I say, a high performance institution in terms of everything. The approach of football that we played. Sudesine.
Hey,
Yeah.
people, they don't know him.
I would say he's a ghost, man. As soon as you turn off the light, he's the person that's doing the dirty job. It's like you get into a room that is dirty, you switch off the light, and then you switch the light back on, the room is clean. That's Sudes. Sudesh is working behind the scenes. Even till today, people will get to know him.
But is coming. He was supposed to be here last week. He's coming. He's coming.
We'll be talking the same language. You must just listen to him.
Yeah, boy. And how long did you play there? Go Alex Tawana.
I joined Mamelodi Sundowns feeder team early 2009, late 2008, early 2009. That's when we started. And then in 2010, we moved over to Alspark Tawana, which was the feeder team of Mamelodi Sundowns in Potchefstroom. Late 2010, we went back to... in 2009, we played the Bay Hill, where we played won 6. All 6 games. That team was hot, and Alspark Tawana, obviously, people will know, played in the the Nedbank Cup, where we ended up in the semi-finals against quarterfinals against Orlando Pirates. Yeah. So later on, we went back to Chlorkop, with the aim of promoting in batches, a batch of fours. So now, that's when now. Later in 2010, I joined the first team of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah. Boy, how many players who have made it? Because
yeah.
Me and Skara there.
Yeah, only gems could come there. Yeah. Only gems.
How many players, boy, got the chance to play in the high level on that team?
I'll start counting by Lucky Nguzani, Mshumbo, Abel Mabaso, Kafu,
Dr. Mambur.
Bro, please get Dr. Mamburu.
No,
Dr. Mamburu was the captain of under 20s, under 23. He was, when Risto Sheshkov started the team, or rather Jandex, they would start with Dr. Mamburu. It was Wayne Sandilands and Dr. Mamburu. My man.
College.
By far the best right back that South Africa had. But, yeah.
Football politics.
Yeah, man. We had Jabulani Shongwe, we had Butlem Kwanazi, we had Sianda Kulu, we had Mahlatse Makudubela, we had, Pesitao, Kikendoli. Yeah, I think, close to 11 to 15 players graduated to the first team, in that project, which was huge for Mamelodi Sundowns. It was huge.
Boy, all those players, I need to be honest. We need to be realistic. Those players, Wababala, Jablani, Shong, people, they don't know much. Like Nguzane, as you said, Julius.
Yeah.
Etax.
Yeah, someone Julius.
Yeah, Kafu. What went wrong? Because they never, I need to be honest. It's only Kigen Doli and Pesitao that they have proper.
Yeah.
Professional longer we yawudlala like badlalena kwenkaribanyana king bona Jafefe Jabulani Shongwe Buhlem Khwenazi Litlabika as well. Yeah, I remember Samuel Chulis, look like King Nguzane as well, bona bomampur. Why azange babele? Why now those players now? Why they never play a longer career of their football?
Yeah.
And king problem, Fana. What was the problem here?
I can't really point out the problem as to why they didn't make it to, or rather they didn't live up to their professional career. Yeah, I'd say it's the captivity of the negativity, because in a professional setup, when we are at Sundowns, you see the first team, the guys that were playing there, Botiko Modise, you look at them, you're like, I want to be like them. I want to play in their jersey. And it's not a secret, the paychecks that were coming out from Mamelodi Sundowns. And then you look at it and you're like, one day I want to be driving that car, I want to be earning that much. And we make it into the professional setup. Then when you move from Sundowns, psychologically, mentally, and physically, otherwise you are kind of like you're downgrading. You
Yes.
feel like you're downgrading. The society starts looking down on you, and then if you're not strong, it kills you. So I think those players after Mamelodi Sundowns, well then, Jabulani Shongwe went on to play for Vets. Keegan Dole moved overseas after that. Percy Tau played also. I'm not taking anything away from our coaches. We have very good coaches in South Africa. But I'm going to make an example with Ratomo and Nkota. Had it not been because of this coach, God forbid, they are in the wrong hands.
Powerful, yeah.
Yeah, God forbid they are in the wrong hands. Coach not giving them a chance. They will just be one of those Lentwane Mnandi. Then that's it.
Yes.
Give the boy a chance. See what he can do. Grow his confidence. See what he can do. If you see talent, nurture it. Being at the right time, at the right place. So I think, it was just that thing of being in the right time, at the right place, being coached by the right person. I will say, had it not been by Coach Rivero, Nkota and Relebuhile could have just been Lentwana Mnandi thing. Yeah, then it passes.
So the problem in South Africa, boy, I hear you. It's coaching. Do we have players? It's a question.
Yeah.
Do we have players such as Brazil, Spain, Argentina, or we don't have players? And do we have coaches, or we don't have coaches? It's a question.
It's a controversial one.
It's a tricky party. It's very, very, I just want to find out.
Yeah, I think I'll go back to, for players, proper development.
Yeah.
And for coaches, players deserve good coaches. Players deserve good coaches, who understand I'll give an example. Mokgakolo Dingele, very special player. Masubusane Zongo, very special player. Left-footers I'm talking about. Relebohile Ratomo, very, very, very special player. Mahlatse Makudubela, very, very special player.
Yeah.
These players need coaches who understand the players, their abilities, what they can do with the ball. Coach Kevin Johnson, Coach Gavin Hand is very special. He understands special players. That's why he coached Zongo. He coached Mokgakolo Dingele. He understands players. Coach, I'm not going to mention, but there's a lot of coaches that the list goes on, Coach Dr. Musimani, a very special coach, he understands players. So there are other coaches that are upcoming, Coach Lutulunyani, Coach Mark Mayambela, who are Coach Rulani, Coach Mangoba Ngiti. These coaches are constantly trying to educate themselves, understand the players. They've played the game. They know. My brother, if you have never played football, you will never understand how I feel when I had a bad game and then you put me on the bench the next game. If you have never been a player, you won't understand that emotion I'm going through. So if you've been a player and then you are speaking, now you take yourself out of a coach. You speak from a parent, come player point of view. That's when now you'll get to come to my level and, we speak with me from how I feel, building up to going forward into the next game. So I think when you said players deserve proper development. For coaches, players deserve good coaches. And then coaches deserve good players also. It's you strike a balance. If a player hasn't been well properly developed, a coach is going to have problems with him because trapping the ball with your back foot, scanning, open your body. Those things you can't teach them at professional level. We are not doing justice to the coaches also. But also, it goes it's like this. Players deserve good coaches, and then coaches deserve developed players. I think it's just striking a balance for those.
Yeah, it's so important and very deep. So for how long you've been with Sundown Senior Side? And which coach that gave you the contract at Senior Side? The one Totimola.
Yeah. People don't know. I joined Mamelodi Sundowns first team when it was Ian Gorowa. I stayed with the senior team for like 7-8 months without a first team contract, just training. Then it was Bo. You look at the side, I was starstruck. In my position, it was the late Richard Nyakane, Pelembe, Chisboy Mukwena. We had Anthony Lafont. We had Franklin Kale. You are a youngster and you just broke into the first team. You don't deserve to play. You don't think of playing. What you do is to learn from these senior guys, your Teko Moriso, your Surprise Muriri, Ezrom Nyandoro. We had gem, we had quality everywhere all around in the field. So I think coming from a development, graduating into the senior team, it was more of learning. Pelembe had the same body structure as me. He's still playing till today at the age of 37, 39. 39. He's the captain of the national team. It's how he carry himself as a person.
I star.
Coach Kevin Hunt can attest to that, He said, but by far the best winger that he's ever coached is Elias Pelembe, So it's more of sitting back and learning from these guys. Okay, how do they do things? How does Pelembe with his body take on players? How does he avoid tackles? So I joined the first team. It was more of adjusting for me, Then when I got the chance, show the coach what I can do. But I think when Ian Gorowa left, Coach Juan, may so rest in peace, he recently passed on. When Coach Juan gave me an opportunity to say... Juan Neskins, yes.
Okay.
He was the coach who really signed me. I signed under Coach Juan Neskins. And yeah, he said to me, you look who's playing now. Be honest with yourself. You're not going to just walk in the team. These people, firstly, they are getting paid big monies. They deserve to play. Secondly, some of which are in the national teams, performing week in, week out. Big names. So we don't expect you to just walk in the team and play. How about we loan you, go get experience, playing time and stuff. Rather than just being here, you train, no competition. So I agreed to it. That's when now I moved to United FC. It was between United FC and Chippa United, but because Coach Dendens Malisala was at United FC, understanding the culture, the type of a person I am, and as a player, having worked with him at the development and then later on Mamelodi Sundowns feeder team, it was an easy decision for me to make. Although it was a step back, but you know what they say sometimes, In order to launch a spring, you have to pull it back, and then when you release it, boom. So exactly what happened with my career. After United FC, it was then Platinum Stars, and then...
Yeah, you went to Platinum Stars, right?
Yeah.
Under Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, later on at Kevin Johnson. It was first the assistant coach of now Wydad FC, Coach
Alan Fries.
Oh, wenza kanjani manje? Yeah.
So for how long did you play at Platinum Stars?
I played for 3 years, from 2012, 2013, 2014, and then 2015, 2016. That's when now I moved to Orlando Pirates.
Oh, you went to Orlando Pirates?
Yeah.
And you were given 11 then, jersey number or what?
Number 23. I took the jersey at Tlose Khulela.
Oh, yeah, cheese at Tlose Khulela.
Yes, cheese, Tlose Khulela, and then me.
Mahlatse, to be honest, and I will be specific to you. I saw you at Platinum Stars, given a freedom, you and Alizongo. That's where you play your best. According to me. Do you remember your best game, go Platinum Stars?
Yeah. It has to be the one against Kaizer Chiefs where I took man of the match, Yeah, I think that stands out to be one of my best games in Platinum Stars colors.
Why? That one. Why?
Bro, I was just untouchable that game. Like, I was like, I made things happen that game. I remember people were like, I made Sboniso Gaga retire. But yeah, it wasn't the case, It was just one of those good days when I was just in tune, man. Like, I think the games that I play, I played against Marumo Gallants, against Kaizer Chiefs. When I play against Kaizer Chiefs, there's that thing, NJ. There's just that thing, NJ, that says, turn it up. But yeah, it's one of those best games that I can sing aloud to say,
Yeah. I think if I remember, the game was televised. You drew, go center.
Yeah, when I was in Marumo Gallants.
Yeah. And Mahlatse, before I asked you why do you believe in skill, boy? Because ngiyabona uyayenza like every time when you play, there is no game whereby you don't. I'm a fan who has a skill going forward, especially eliminating. And
sure.
Why do you love skill, and do you emphasize to attackers, especially specific of South Africa to
Yeah, I think football is a game, and then a game cannot be played without skill. Whether I get the cards, you have to have a particular set of skills that you use. Whether it's table tennis, whether it's a skill, and if you don't have that skill, you cannot play. And people mustn't misjudge me saying skill. Skill can be a skill of defending. There is this defender playing in the Premier League. Every time a ball comes in, he acts like he's heading it, and then he chests it to his goalkeeper. That is a skill, my brother. So, just as Mandela said, education is the most powerful tool a believer or somebody can use against the world or to face the world. I think skill is a powerful tool a footballer can use to live up to their full potential of playing football. So this thing is God-given. If I don't use it, God will take it away from me. Junior, you were given, bro. Fuck Zami. You know what I'm saying. You used to transmit joy to people watching you play, and I think I'm just, flourishing what God gave me. I believe in what God gave me. I so believe in what God gave me. And this is the powerful tool that I can use, to live up to my full expectations of being a football player. I strongly believe that South Africans, we are gifted. Yeah, no, man. You cannot take somebody from Denmark and tell him to do what I did against Kaizer Chiefs when I was at Marumo Gallants. No, it's like you're telling him to move the whole building, bro. Yeah, and it's a gift. How Zonga could pass the ball, you cannot tell. Tony Cruz is the best ball passer of the ball in the world, arguably. But he cannot pass the way Zongo used to pass the ball. I know he was gifted, man.
Yeah, you play along, ne?
Yeah.
Which thing player that you enjoy most as your teammate that you played with?
Platinum Stars, it has to be Masibusane Zongo, man.
No, in your entire career.
In my entire career, I'm going to single out two, my brother. Two players that I enjoyed playing with in the team. One, Masibusane Zongo. Two, Zozua Pakome. He's currently playing for... my man.
He's currently playing for?
Young Africans. Number 26.
Yeah.
Zizo. I know, my brother. You know me? When you are good at football. I will tell you.
Yeah.
Bro. Pakom Zozua, professor. He's one of the best players that I've played with in my career. Obviously, there's others. Tiko Modise, obviously not in his prime, but I think for me, he was still the best when we played together. But yeah. Those are the players.
Boy, at what age you were joining Sundown senior side?
It was 2010. I was 20 years old when I was promoted to the first team. Yeah, I was 20 years old.
Yeah, it's how important it is, boy, at the early age for you to join. How important as a player, to be promoted at the senior side, go HAO, 2019-18.
Yeah, but you understand that Lamine Yamal is 17 years. I joined the first team when I was 20, and I was called a youngster at the age of 20. But football has changed, obviously. Then at 20 years, yes, you were a youngster. But Khanyiseli Suwahla, they played when they were 16. But it's so unfortunate that in South Africa, when you're 20, you're still called a youngster. And then when you start reaching 26, 27, and then 30, they give you 1 year. Straight out. 1 year, 1 year. You understand? But football has changed. People are playing until 39, 40. Look at Ronaldo. At the highest level, he's still playing. National team. So football is changing, you know. I think the metabolism of the human body now we are speaking anatomy. So if you look at how Marapo Abatuba know how they are developing and stuff, people who've done anatomy will tell you. Because of the food that we are eating, you know, the nutrition, the type of training and everything, footballers can play longer, 40, 41. But it's something that now people in the background of football needs to be educated about. They need to know about. Footballers now can play longer. Then you couldn't play until 35, bro. Then you couldn't because of life is changing. Life is changing. You will see Boratomo playing until. But yeah, very important to play for a bigger team when you're a youngster. You know, like I said, you learn from these big star players that are, you know, I'll make an example with Siabonga, the boy who's playing now for Mamelodi Sundowns. For him to be learning from Botswani,
Wagamabena,
Mabena.
what a talent, eh?
School of Excellence product. School of Excellence product. No manga cheating. Watch. it's coming. But yeah, you know, having them learning from Botswani, you know, they are surrounded by quality, good ambassador, Ronwen Williams, you know. You see, he grows with the right mindset. He becomes a well-developed and a ready product, a finished product for our nation. So it's very important.
Yeah. Boy, Kibatla was straightforward to you. What was the expectation? Are the expectations from you joining Mamelodi Sundowns? I need to be honest. Things didn't happen accordingly. But Kibatla, what's about the expectation on how to join a senior side at Sundowns?
Well, obviously, I sat down as a player and then I looked at who's playing, who's there in my position. Obviously, the one thing that you console yourself with is I am still young. They will play and leave and then I will start playing. But as soon as you start playing and then, you know, you grow in confidence at training, you feel like you are ready. You feel like I can compete. And then you start wanting to go play competitive football. Even the coaches can see that, you know. If you have a good coach, can see this guy is competitive. That's why Coach Johannes said to me, I think you are ready. Go and compete. Just not here. But if Sundowns can see you competing, maybe you will come back and then walk into the first team. But obviously the expectations, I didn't have a lot of expectations for myself rather than just to learn, honestly. You know, I didn't put myself under pressure and say, Kinya Gonsapelembe in the lineup. No. That player was playing for the national team, was scoring week in, week out. He was the assistant, the vice captain. It was close to impossible for me to substitute him when we still had Chisboy Mokwena, we still have Lafoy, we still have Franklin Kane. You know, so it was more on learning as a player.
Why at Paris didn't you play it your full potential? According to me, and there was expectations from me, even people about winning go Platinum Stars. What was the challenges? Why didn't you play your full potential?
The first challenge that I had with Orlando Pirates was the chopping and changing of coaches. 4 coaches in a spell of 2 seasons. That affects a player psychologically, that affects a player mentally. And also, you know, a coach comes in and then he prefers to play this one. Not that you are not good, but because he feels like, you know, other coaches will prefer younger players. Others will say, no, I want the experience. Others will strike a balance between both. So I got to Orlando Pirates. People didn't know. I got to Orlando Pirates. I was injured, my brother. I was injured. I had a torn.
You were signed injured.
No. I was signed okay. I signed a pre-contract, and then I joined them. I was on loan with Golden Arrows. The last game of the league, I got injured. So when I went back during the preseason, I was doing rehab, and then it was Coach Ted Dumitru. He said, "Do everything you can to get this player ready. I'm going to play this boy this season." You know, you sit down with a coach, he speaks to you, and then he tells you that I've got plans for you. Your confidence grows. Boom. Then the season starts, he starts playing. And then 5-6 games down the line, he quits as a coach. Then comes in another coach, plays you 2 games, or the coach comes in and then he leaves you from the team. You are out of the team. But me being the person I am, you know, I have big faith. I have a very, you know, a strong faith, you know.
Where did that come from, Victor?
My brother, we come from a family that prays, you know. I think really more na ka re spedi sere mo khomi hatileng teng le ngata le ngwana khomo hata teng. So my father is a pastor kereke ya ZCC, you know, so spiritually we are unshaken go high, you know. I come from a family that prays a lot, you know, so yeah, spiritually somebody that says ke thegile ka leswika ba ba ithegileng ka leswika, they never fall, my brother, because mountains don't move. Okay. Only faith move mountains. So le nna ke thegile ka leswika le lengwe le reng a le movere. Yeah, ba bangwe ba tla understand, but my faith ke thegile ka leswika le le sa moving. So with that, my faith is unshaken. So I feel like, yeah, you know, going to a club and then I start not playing. I was later on then loaned to Chippa United, where I didn't even play a single match. You know, for somebody that comes from Orlando Pirates, you are loaned to Chippa United, you expect to play every game. And then you don't play at all. You are told we are not allowed to play loaned players here.
Individual.
Bro.
Oh, loaned. Okay, I understand.
I was on loan, and then I'm told I'm not allowed to play because I'm being loaned. You know, psychologically that thing hurts you, but you know you have a bigger role in life. You have a long career. It is not determined by one person, you know. So you have to psych yourself up. What do I do? That's when now I started saying, I'm going to keep myself busy. You know, I completed my diploma in photography. I done this. I started branching and keeping myself busy because an idlement is a dangerous mind. Yeah, I started, you know, involving myself in projects and doing this, educating myself more. So yeah, those are the challenges, you know, those were the challenges at Orlando Pirates, having chopping and changing of coaches. There isn't that progress that you can make as a player.
Mm. So from Chippa United, since never Olonile, you where and then where to?
I was with Chippa United on a loan spell, didn't play, was then coached by Tebogo Moloi. Coach Tebogo Moloi, you know, a good coach, you know, with good football insights. I was then asked by the officials of Orlando Pirates to return back because they felt that my potential is not being used. We've sent you out there to go and play, coach. And then again, chopping and changing of coaches. Coach Rulani took over the team of Orlando Pirates. He called me, said, "What's happening? If you're not being played there, then come back home. I feel like I have a space for you in the team." I don't know where the move lapsed. Next week, I was supposed to pack my bags, go back to Orlando Pirates. Then I was told to wait I don't know what happened during that time. And then I came back, and then that's when now I parted ways with Orlando Pirates. I felt like, okay, I've reached the ceiling for South African football. Let me try and because when I was still at Platinum Stars, I was supposed to. Coach doesn't know this, but I know he's listening. He likes your show, Coach Kevin Johnson. There was a time I told him, Coach, I have to go and write an exam with. Coach, I wasn't writing an exam. I went to go trial for a team overseas. I went overseas, a team called SK Bratislava. They are now playing in the Champions League, my brother. I was with that team. Within 4 days, they offered me a contract. But when I opened my phone the following day, Platinum Stars had exercised an option on my contract. So that was a problem. They tried to buy me, but buying an African player for a team that is not so big, it was a hassle. So I tried to get my clearance, but Platinum Stars didn't want to release me, my brother. Pleaded with coach, and I tried to say, Coach, please tell them I'm not in your plans for the next season. But yeah, it wasn't to be. And then I had to come back home. That's when now I joined Orlando Pirates. So going to Chippa, coming back from Chippa, I terminated my contract with Orlando Pirates. I tried to move back to the club. However, it was a new staff, new coaches, but the management still remembered me.
Overseas?
Yeah. Went to Bratislava, got there, trained with the team. Coach told me, I was told that I'm very agile. Technical, I'm good. However, I'm not strong enough to sustain the physical part of the league. So, yeah, went to Czech Republic, a team called KF Karvina. And didn't stay long. I think I stayed for less than a month there. Came back, played for Highlands Park. That's where now I signed for Highlands Park, yeah.
I think, who signed you there?
It was Coach Owen Dagam.
They were at PSL?
Yes, they were then in the PSL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mahlatse, as far as I heard, and very dedicated person, and I believe faith in Jobuchi. As you coming from a very, very strong background, and yeah, spiritually, spiritual, and I believe about how discipline or behavior but in advance anyway.
Yeah.
And I just wanna know from you, Mahlatse, and be open. And our standard of football, Mahlatse, compared like previously. When you check the talent previous, you played Sundowns, you had Alex Tawana, like you said, School of Excellence, Alex Tawana, you play Sundowns, Pirates. Not everyone can play for Sundowns and Pirates.
Yeah.
Or Pirates and Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or Chiefs and Sundowns. Mm-hmm. I think you were so lucky with that, but it goes got talent how. Different guys that run sub football, Sanupra, Lisa previously.
I will always go back to the development to say, something. There's a hurdle that there's a big gap, in development. If you look at currently the best player in the league currently for me is Relebohile Ratom. For me.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Yeah, we honestly, Pirates, they are laying first on the log. We have to look at the players that are doing well. If they were to say, okay, fine, Liki Akwalwa, let's do awards, Ratomo will easily walk away with the player of the season. So let's look at his background. School of Excellence. Pirates feeder team, DDC. There was no manga cheating. Yeah, he went through proper structures. Those are the rewards. The fruits are now coming out. It's a seed. You plant, you water it, and then it flourishes. So I think that's where the gap is. Proper development of players and proper coaching structures, I would say, people don't want to go through the process. People don't want to go through programs, and high performance programs are not in place for our development. In making sure that our national team, I have to take my hat off for Hugo Bruce, what he's doing with the national team, and the players that are really putting a shoulder on the wheel to say, we want to change things, Big ups to the coaches that are really doing the best for not only their respective teams, but in making sure that our national team is at the top level, yeah, like really, I take my head off for those coaches.
Yeah, Paul, you mentioned coaches that go South Africa about underrated. And as far as I heard, those are coaches that give players platform and players perform. We like understanding between players and the coach and players. Talking about Rolani Mkwena, Kevin Johnson, Tian Maunda, Zippo Dlangalala, Suresh Singh, those coaches, South Africa, they don't look at it. In the media, even me, even you, it's or we know each other close, or we were told. Why those coaches in South Africa not considered as Bo Ernest Middledorp? Bo Ernest has been, I think, 20 years in South African football now. When you check his background of how he succeeded, I don't know, man. Why he spent so much time? The coach just won one trophy, if I remember properly, Kicho Ernest.
Yeah.
And Ernest get jobs and time to time. Not only him, there's many. Now Amazulu just brought this guy from Spain. He was here. He didn't finish, nearly 3 years, he didn't finish the season. And those coaches, Kiwa, most overseas coaches, let me put it that way, they're rating them in South Africa. And irrespective of the coach, we haven't seen him. Why the coach, Pizzo, yes, they rate him, but I don't think that we are using him properly.
Yeah.
For me, he's supposed to get one of, like the big contracted staff, maybe technical director, give him a head coaching.
Yeah.
And they are now appointed technical team. Why those coaches are not considered Bufaru Khan as best coaches in South Africa?
I think it all goes back with people only celebrate you when you make it. I was celebrated when I joined Younger. People started saying, he's our own.
In Tanzania?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think Coach Pitso Mosimane was celebrated when he joined Al Ahly. And but how are you going to be celebrated, or rather, how are you going to make it when you're not given a fair chance, to prove yourself? I think Coach Rulano was given a fair chance. He proved himself. Now it's time for South Africa to celebrate him. And we have good coaches. We have good coaches in South Africa. I went out to work with coaches abroad, outside, and I've worked with coaches in South Africa that I know can do far much better when they are outside. Tactically, game approach, game insights, the periodization, how everything, the sessions are run and everything. Junior, we have good coaches who have good knowledge about football, particularly South African football. Because I can tell you, outside, South Africans are rated. They say we have talent, we are good, But I don't know, South Africans don't want to leave South Africa to go play outside. I don't know why. But so does the coaches. If coaches can step out and go outside and coach in the UAE, coach in Saudi Arabia, bro, you get coaches from Brazil that were coaching under 19s. Now they are coaching in the Yellow League. Yellow League is it's like a division under the Pro League of Saudi. They are coaching from Vodacom in Brazil. They coach in the Yellow League. So they're earning big bucks. No football insights, no tactic. They're not, you know, tactically sound. It's like they are coaching. I was, I was recently in Saudi Arabia with a club, with a good coach.
Which team?
A club called Muzakhni, you know. I had the privilege of spending a week with, less than a week with the team. A very young coach, very good coach, you know. He said he follows South African football more, you know. He thinks South Africa is good players, but not only that, but good coaches. So I'm like, why don't South African coaches step outside their boundaries and go explore outside? I respected Coach Thabo Sinong for going to Tanzania because what I heard from the club, from the players he was coaching, they were like, oh, he's a very good coach. Yet in South Africa, he's not,
Overrated.
you know, we are not hyping
We are
him
not
the
hyping him
way
to say, yeah.
he was hyped in. Currently, Coach Fadlu, coaching one of the biggest teams in Africa, arguably the best or one of the best in East Africa. His game approach, you listen to the players saying, wow, that's a very knowledgeable coach. He's a top coach, the way he does things. He wasn't with Raja Casablanca by mistake. I take my hat off for him taking that step, you know, saying I'm going to expand. So, yeah, man, I think that's the difference. Coaches abroad coming in here, coaches here not wanting to go out.
The correct.
They can take that step and say we are stepping out of our comfort zone. But for us, I feel like our coaches can do more. But I can see that slowly coming. It's happening. Slowly it's happening. If they don't, teams will come and get them because they are too good. I repeat this. If they don't step out, teams will come for them because they are too good. We have good coaches in South Africa, man.
Yeah, boy, I've got 2 questions, vital.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I'm done. One, we at you at Maspusane Zone.
Yeah.
We at, according to me, ke bua ka di talented players, and I don't think those players were used properly. And obvious, I'm not gonna promote what players are doing. It's stupid because rona ba bang re costile ke yona riding you. Players need to learn or mdimo ba feel talent. They must take care of that talent. Why talented players in South African football they are not succeeding? I keep we got the players that they are trying, my brother. I mentioned talented, like honestly. Masfusane is one of them. He's my boy. I love him.
Yeah.
I love you. You've
Yeah.
never played according to your strength.
Yeah.
I'm fihlele umfana wami ngitshela.
Sure.
Boy ngibonile mina. I trained with you 3 months.
Yeah.
Le go Sundowns, yabo.
Yeah.
And I was wondering mfana omnyane ka skin, yabo. But you've never honestly. How could check iPad the way kuboneng ka thing. You've never honest. So why talented players such as you Masfusane Zongo, like I'm saying now. Ke ba bang Phakamani Mahlambi. The list goes on. Players abalastiko gaming, yabo. And
Yeah.
what must South Africa do with those players? I'm not
Yeah.
before Arab. I'm not promoting what players are doing. It's
Sure.
Players
Sure.
need to respect
Yes.
their talent.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Absolutely.
Because
No.
I've been asked go the podcast interviews and stuff, me saying even myself. Players need to take care of themselves.
Thank you.
Sponsor bona
Thank you.
comes first. Or ba kaule ba faika dikoloi ba paeding.
True.
It comes kaspana ucheka. You work and people will run. You are in demand. On
Sure.
demand. Auna mutilo is on or hot about smarting the companies.
For
But
sure.
why players in South Africa are not, those players are not lasting in football? You mentioned the Pagamani, you Maspusane Zongo. Yeah, Hanya just mentioned. Yeah,
I'll touch base again on what I said in players deserve good coaches, but good coaches also deserve good, well-developed players. It's
Okay, before eri ka utlwa kae. Mahlatse na the player that they behave
Yeah.
off the field behavior.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm going there. So you get a player. This player is special. Coached by a coach who understands special players. In fact, you know that this coach loves me. Wabona, they mustn't lie to you. Players, we know when a coach likes us.
Yes.
We know when I'm Frostana coach. But you'll just play, no. Bro, we know. We know Maswangai. He's a very skillful, very highly talented player. And we know that coach likes him. And then what do? You don't use that to your advantage. To say, I'm going to give this coach everything. I'm going to make sure I don't lose the ball. I'm going to make sure I work for this coach. If I'm struggling, I'm a special player. I have skill. I can make things happen. But where am I lacking as a player? Akerobali. I'm going to help my coach.
How do you mean you have shot?
Yeah, Aurobali, Wachakala, you know.
I understand.
Yeah, you know, all these things. Bro, when you are playing, you feel like you're on top of the world and doing everything.
Yeah.
Your friends, everyone is your friend. They will want to come and hang around with you and then, hey, fun. Bangeni ndaweni ngawe.
Yeah.
So, as a player, a special player that knows that the coach likes me, this coach is building a team around me. The players rely on me. You as a player, you start looking at you leave the other things because God has already taken care of. Now God wants you to work on yourself. What is it that you lack? Your weaknesses. Akirobali. I'm always partying. Let me change my friends. Let me do something different. Let me start going to church. On days that we are going out, I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to get one chick. And then give me make it difficult for me to cheat. You understand? Yeah, start looking at the things that you do. When you know you are struggling endurance-wise, let me start working hard on the game. You know, like try and bulldoze people and, you know, at training, work hard, do extras, and try and improve myself as a player. Because really, that coach, what am I doing? Am I doing justice to him? Because going out there and then dribbling and making the fans happy, creating goals, that's enough for the coach. But you know, deep down, you know you can do more in terms of your lifestyle, how you conduct yourself, and how you carry yourself as a player. I feel like, much as I said, good players deserve good coaches. Special players deserve good coaches. I don't think sometimes we are doing justice to the coaches that really, really, really look after these special players. We are not doing justice. But that's where now my foundation, you know, I come in to say, we are trying to get players from grassroots level to educate them on how to conduct themselves as professionals, not only in football, but sporting wise. So, yeah, I think we are not doing justice. You know, we need to do introspection as prestidigitators, because we are prestidigitators, my brother. We are entertainers. We entertain people. And in the entertainment industry, you cannot show up drunk or staging when you are going to perform for people. Your voice is now tempered with, you know, you're not giving people that utmost best what they paid for. So as an entertainer, you need to look at yourself and dish out the best that you possibly are and can be.
Yeah, Mahlatse, I don't promote players in Tutsebadi, but we are losing special players, Mahlatse, because there's Neymar. If he was born in South Africa, according to me, I don't think he was going to play still now.
Yeah.
And there's many players Europe that they are out check.
Sure.
I was once out because of the Ntotse. And that's why I don't want a guy like Bachita, but by it's riding you.
Yeah.
But without loan, because it can cost their life mentally and stuff.
Sure.
But we as South Africa, in terms of protecting that talent, are we doing it enough?
People only celebrate you when you make it. I recently watched a game against. Listen, I'm not protecting this boy. He's special. Not only for Orlando Pirates, but for the nation also.
And that's what I'm saying, yeah.
There's a guy that was marking him from, I forgot, Boniface. Two reckless tackles, career-threatening tackles, you know. And when we say we are protecting these players, not only should it be from the society, not only should it be from the people in the football fraternity, it should be from the society, from the referees. Bro, in Brazil, the referees protected Neymar because they knew this was a gem for Brazil. We need to protect. We need to protect Relebohile Ratomo. Boniface, what he done to Boniface, you are here to work, my brother. But the referees should know. There is no referee from Zimbabwe in South Africa, my brother. We have South African referees, and they know that this boy is a national asset. They need to protect this boy. Those were two career-threatening injuries. Now he breaks his leg, and then he's out for 5 months. He comes back, it's not the same.
And then some people
and then we forget about Relebohile. So when they say protect these boys, it starts from not only the club, the referees, football fraternity, the society. You know that he's not sleeping. You see him kokonga. My man, do something. Tell him, wabon. Uto perform. You know, that's the society protecting our players now. Chase him away and tell this scheme that is scheming. Hey, national asset. You understand? That's the society protecting our players. The referees should do their part on the field, and obviously the club.
Yeah, I go through the point. Just lastly, from Mahlatse Makudubela, where to from now, boy?
Obviously,
do you still want to play the game before Arab? Do you still want to play the game?
I am still in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my clearance. Obviously, people know me from Younger. I just left Younger. You know, we had issues, contractual issues. I left Younger, you know. So right now, the process is with FIFA. I should get my clearance anytime. And yeah, there's something lined up. I'm just waiting for my clearance to make that big announcement, my brother. But right now, I'm free. Keeping fit. I'm currently training with coach, one of the upcoming good coaches that I know, Coach Tando. He's coaching Wits University. You know, he accommodated me, and I'll never take that opportunity for granted. Thank you for putting me in that, you know, top structure, getting the proper training and keeping me fit. So yeah, it's just a matter of time before we go on Fabrizio. Here we go.
Yeah, boy. I'm fit.
Thank you so much.
And I really enjoyed this, though it was definitely need to be educational. Your interview, Nesa Tswani, and we need search. Yeah, sure. Very professional.
Thank
the
you.
way good work at them and balancing. I love Shimfan. Ngisaphinda namanje abantu ababonanga boy na kubiditse mo to celebrate you kahle ukuthi ngeke ngikhulumele people now can know you but they will want to hear from you boy. You are one of the best talent I've ever witnessed. Ngikubonile mina yabo proper developed as well but naturally gifted.
Thank you.
So boy, I wish you all the best wherever you will go, my brother. Mara mdimere mrapelang wathaba you uyamazune mihlolo eminingi just that we can angeke ayifundishe off le yabo ayizokwenzela imhlolo nginebelieve Mahlatse Makudubela boy for coming here and yeah no I thank you a lot.
Thank you my brother.
I really thank you a lot. Thank you. Yeah, ebafethu yeah no Junior Thabo Khanye mfana sefuthi mfethu 1520 yeah niyazi ngizongithola phi so humble ngakhohlwa ukusubscribe mfethu yeah Junior Khanye khohlwa ngakhohlwa ukupress button ukusubscribe. We thank everybody who supportayo when we so humble. ngoba umuntu ngabantu mfethu lo ngeke uplease wonke umuntu, but we really humble ukuthi nesupport sinjengani bafethu. Don't forget #World Sports Betting, #bet with the best. Namanje on